Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Planet X News, November 5th, 2019. And ladies and gentlemen, you all remember the big pink sky anomaly that was captured in Trinidad by a gentleman on October 31st of this year, 2019. And over the course of the last couple of days, I converted the original video to ultra high definition 4K. I took some more screenshots after the video was converted. I posted those videos on my YouTube channel for all of you to check out. Now, over the course of these last couple of days, this video has made its way almost around the world. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody has an opinion about it. What is it? And I've gotten a lot of flack over it. I mean, let me tell you, the trolling comments are just unbelievable. People calling it CGI, oh, it's fake. And then a lot of people were referring to it as a pileus cloud. And I went back and forth with a lot of people. I know what a pileus cloud is. I've seen them before myself. Well, actually just one time, a few years ago. And there is a little bit of a similarity. A little bit. I would say maybe 20%. But that's about it. And, like I said, I went back and forth with a few people on this pileus or pileus cloud formation. And I started to investigate that a little further. And it just so happens last year on the Weather Channel, they did a little video piece on pileus clouds. Now, I would like to show you that video. However, if the Weather Channel catches you using any of their footage, even if it's in fair use, they will file a copyright strike on your YouTube channel. So if you guys want to look that up, I'm sure you can find it. Just Google the Weather Channel pileus cloud and you will see it. And in their video, there is absolutely no similarity. None. Zero. Zilch. Nada. There is no similarity to what this man recorded in the sky over Tunapuna, Trinidad. Now, about an hour ago, Mr. MBB333, one of my favorite guys on YouTube, hardcore truther, he's doing a short live stream, and he was talking about this pink anomaly in the sky. He was doing his own piece on it, his own version of it. And I always tune into Mr. MBB333. Every video he does, I tune in. The guy is a true watchman. And now, he's a genius. Why? If you guys haven't seen his video, and we'll take a look at it, and you guys can go over to his YouTube channel and definitely check out his short live stream. It was only about 14, 15 minutes. But he took it upon himself to see if he could find this pink anomaly on a satellite. Yeah, the man is a freaking genius. Mr. MB, if you're out there listening to me, brother, you're a genius. So anyways, he goes to, Google Zoom Earth, and he pulls it up, and he looks over the island of Trinidad on that date, October 31st, 2019. He starts to zoom in, and lo and behold, what does he see? He sees that pink anomaly right exactly where it should be. So, well, for all of the folks out there that were busting my chops about that being some kind of CGI, I mean, that's like the oldest comment in the book, man. You know, you get that with UFO videos and things of that nature, and that's all people can say. Oh, it's CGI. Oh, it's CGI. Well, I doubt highly if this little elderly man in Trinidad has the technology to produce a CGI video like this, and then Mr. MBB333 catches it on a satellite. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe there's a conspiracy, or the damn thing was in the sky, and this man walked out of his house at the right time, in the right place, and had a cell phone to record it and document it. So after I watched Mr. MB's video, I said to myself, let me check this out. Not that I didn't believe him, because I believe everything the man says. He's a true hardcore truther. So I pulled up my satellite through Zoom Earth, and I went straight to Trinidad. Typed in the date that you see in the upper left-hand corner of your screen right now, and I zoomed in. And I said to myself, son of a bingo. There it is. Wow. So I took my own screenshot of it, and then it was a little blurry on the screenshot, because whenever you really start to zoom in on this program, it does get a little blurry. So after I took the screenshot, I immediately converted that screenshot over to a high definition picture, a high definition screenshot. And then after that, all I did was put it through one other program, and I just made it a little bit more crisp so we could see a little bit more detail. Because if you play around with it too much, you will actually lose that pink anomaly in the picture. It is designated by that yellow arrow, naturally, that you're looking at on your screen right now. Mr. MBB went ahead and he measured it on Google Earth, approximate. And it was approximately a half a mile long or a half a mile wide. Folks, that's huge. And when you watch the original video, it doesn't look like it is really that high up there in the clouds or in the sky. And when I took the screenshots from the 4K video, when I converted it to a higher definition, and I took some screenshots of it, wow. If any of you guys watched my live stream update a few days ago, you saw what I saw. And I just can't figure it out. I guess really nobody at this time can really figure out what the hell this was. I've had a few conversations with a few people that I trust, and they've never seen anything like it in their life. I've been a sky watcher for, look, man, since I was about 15 years old. I'm 51 now, so that's a long time. I've never seen anything like that before. I've seen my own UFOs and different things that are pretty well, in the weird factor, in the weird category. I've seen the unexplained, and I can't explain this, and we can make all of the assumptions that we want. But the fact of the matter is, someone took it upon themselves to take it a step further and investigate it a little further. Mr. MBB, Mr. Genius, he finds it on a freaking satellite. And now we have a pretty good observation of this from way, way up above. I'm going to zoom into this just a little bit. Let me grab the live chat here and pull this up real quick. But I'm kind of excited. And, the reason why I'm excited is to have a little more of a piece of this puzzle. Maybe we will never ever figure it out. Maybe we will. I don't know. But all I got to say, once again, thanks to Mr. MBB333. Fantastic work, man. Fantastic work. What a great idea to see if you could see this on the satellite on that day. And bingo, there it is. Now, I converted that screenshot, the satellite screenshot you see on your screen right now, I converted that to ultra high definition. It will not pixelate whenever I zoom in. However, it may get a little blurry, but let's just go ahead and zoom right in. You can see it right there. My arrow's a little off, but you can see it right there. And whenever you back off a little bit, in the original video and in my live stream, I was talking about those black clouds that were kind of, in the back, and then some of those white puffy clouds. Well, lo and behold, I mean, you can see the big set of white thick clouds over the entire island. But lo and behold, bingo, there she be. Now, I'm looking at this also, and this little round, whatever the hell it is, started to grab my eye also. It's perfectly round. I don't know what the hell it is. We could only assume. But getting back to the pink anomaly, man, that is absolutely amazing. I mean, we can zoom in, and this won't pixelize all that much because, again, this has been converted to ultra high definition. And we could zoom in. Now, look, I know it's not the clearest photograph, but taking into consideration what we're dealing with, what technology we're using, I mean, this is about the best that you're going to get, unless, you're one of those NASA flyboys, the boys in blue, and you have the ultra high definition, and you could zoom right into the license plate on someone's car from outer space. But that just goes to show you that you may see things on YouTube and videos and maybe read articles, and you may think that it is just absolutely impossible. Oh, that's fake. Oh, that's fake. But in reality, folks, not everything is fake. I'm not the type of person that puts out fake material. I don't play that game. There are other people on YouTube that do. They like the sensationalism. Me, I truly want to know what the hell that is. I wish that I could walk out of my front door and look up in the sky and see that for myself. Now, we're going to take a listen to Mr. MBB333's video, and also, as we listen to his video, I want to just touch base on this subject real quick. His little boy has his own YouTube channel, and he's been working on it for quite some time. And he's done a really good job. He almost has 5,000 subscribers. And Mr. MBB touches base on this subject of his son's YouTube channel. And like we all know, YouTube kind of, who knows, plays games with your subscribers, your views, your reach, who can see your content, what country can see it, blah, blah, blah. Well, his son's getting upset because each day he goes back to his YouTube channel and his subscriber count's going down, 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 down. And he doesn't know why. And he was getting kind of upset. And at the end of his live stream, he asks that if you guys don't mind, if you don't mind supporting his son, subscribe to his YouTube channel, Set your notifications by clicking on that bell. And his son's videos are really cool. For a little young man, he's doing a great job. Maybe he'll have a future in YouTube. But I would definitely advise all of you to go over to Mr. MBB's channel, watch his complete 15-minute live stream, and at the end, look, it's just reaching out and doing a nice thing and helping his little boy and putting a smile on his face. Subscribe to his channel, and look, he does little short videos. Watch the videos when they pop up. It's not going to take that much time out of your life, and you'll make a little boy happy. That's what it's all about. But let's get back to the big pink anomaly. We're going to jump over to his channel, and I'm gonna play a few minutes of his video, and you guys check it out, and then we will get into my high definition video, and we'll check that out, and we'll check out these photographs, and then I'm going to show you guys something else that's going to freak you out. I'm sure you're all here to be freaked out. So we'll go ahead and jump out of here. And we'll jump. Let me shrink my big head down. And we'll jump over here. And let's go.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Tuesday, November 5th, 7 a.m. Mountain Time, 2019. I'm sure most of you guys have already heard about this strange pink anomaly that was observed in the skies above Trinidad back on October 31st, 2019, around 1 p.m. There's a video circulating by Rodney McLean on Facebook. You can find link below in the description box. What we're going to do in this video is analyze some photos from that video and try to determine the size of this thing and quite possibly what it could or could not be. What I've waited on, the reason I've held off on doing a video on this thing is because I wanted to confirm that it actually did occur because it looks so unusual. So I reached out to my friend Ricky, who lives down in Trinidad. He lives right here. He said, yes, it was observed by many people. Meteorologists were having a hard time wrapping their minds around what exactly this thing was. It was observed right here, and I posted a photo on that tab. We're going to take a closer look at that photo because what you're looking at is this pink thing, whatever it may be, from space. I found it on a satellite. So yeah, it was real, and it was very, very large. Many people have said this might be a nacreous cloud or a lenticular cloud, and I'm not claiming to know what it is. Maybe it was. But a nacreous cloud is also named a polar stratospheric cloud. That polar means they're normally observed near the polar ice caps, at least in the Arctic Circle. To see something like this down around the equator of Earth would be highly, highly unusual. Even though what we're looking at is highly unusual, to find nacreous clouds way down here by the equator would be, I guess, equally as unusual, but maybe not out of the question. Here's another link that Ricky shared with me about this strange pink object above Trinidad. So what I did was, once I found out that it was indeed true, I started looking around at some areas that I use for weather observation. And I look at clouds and different things all over the Earth. And I use Zoom Earth. So I went to Zoom Earth. I went back to October 31st, around 1 p.m. in the afternoon, went to Trinidad, which you can see is right there. Sure enough, I zoomed in. There's the object. See it right there? Oh, we're going to take a real close look at that. I took screenshots. I adjusted the color and brightness of the screenshot. Guess what color this thing right here turned? Pink burgundy. And it is big. And we're going to overlay it on Google Earth, where I just showed you right here. And we're going to get an approximate size of this thing, whatever it was, high in the sky above Tunapuna down in Trinidad. So here we go. I've got a ton of photographs that I want to share with you guys. All I've done is adjust the color and brightness and clarity to get a better look at this thing. I have not altered any photo in any way, but here it is on Zoom Earth, going back to October 31st. It's right there.
Okay, check it out, folks. I'm going to end this portion of the video because we pretty much went over what he's talking about by looking at the screenshot that I took from the Google Earth Zoom. I'm going to fast forward to the end when Mr. MBB talks about his son and his son's YouTube channel. You know, folks, we're all truthers. You know, whether you do hardcore truth investigative work and research every single day like I do, or you do it occasionally. You know, we are all searching for the truth in some way, in some form. And I think supporting his son's YouTube channel and making the little boy feel good, putting a smile on his face, I think it's worth it. It's worth everything. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward. But what you guys should do is, after I'm done, you know, shooting my mouth off here in my live stream, you should go over to Mr. MB's channel, watch the full 15 minutes. It's 14 minutes, 51 seconds. Watch the whole live stream, soak it all up, because here's the thing. Maybe something that he says or that he shows you within his short live stream hits at home. Maybe somebody has the answer. But I'm telling you what, folks, after analyzing this for days and days and days now, I got to say, I don't know what the hell it is. I've talked to a few people that we discussed cloaking UFOs. But we'll get into that. I have a friend of mine that was in the Air Force. He wasn't a pilot. He was a radar communications technician on an aircraft carrier. And he's been retired now for probably about 20 years. And he shared some stories with me about things that he has seen on the radar and with his own eyes on deck. And, you know, they always tell them to shut the hell up, don't say anything. But he has mentioned to me before that he has seen what looks to be large craft cloaked. And not a cloud in the sky, out on the open ocean. And just one big, gigantic cloud up in the sky. But you know, a very, very odd shaped cloud. And it doesn't move. It doesn't go anywhere. That's strange. That's strange. He's taken many photographs while he was active in the Air Force. And he's never shared any of them with me. I don't know, ever since he's retired from the Air Force, he's, I hope he's not watching this video, but I don't know. He just hasn't been right. He's been real reclusive for all of these years. But anyways, let's get to the end here. I want you to hear about Mr. MB's son's YouTube channel. I think that's more important right now. Let me get over to about right here
in the description box. And also, guys, we're over here at B. Brandon's YouTube channel.
Here comes an ad.
With a Wix site, you can turn...
If you don't mind, We're watching his channel slowly go backwards, and we don't know why. Every time he uploads a video, he's working hard, probably as hard, if not harder, than anybody else out there. And every time, within seconds of him uploading a video, he loses a subscriber, and it does not matter what the YouTube video is about. So he's starting to get discouraged, and I encourage him every day to keep working hard, that, you know, your hard work's going to pay off, and it doesn't. So if you don't mind, let's put a smile on his face today, because I'm telling you, he wakes up and he looks at his channel go backwards every day when he sees other kids his age put up videos about something as simple as sitting in a cardboard box for 24 hours or something like that, and they'll get 1 million views in one day and pick up 5,000 new subscribers in one day, even 10,000 new subscribers. He puts up a video and within seconds loses a subscriber. So if you would, do me this favor. Share his YouTube channel with all of your Facebook contacts, all of your Twitter contacts, and ask them for me to come over and subscribe to his YouTube channel so that he can see some sort of positive motion with his YouTube channel instead of going backwards, because his content is as good, if not better, than anybody else's out there. But for some reason, the second he uploads a video, he loses a subscriber. He won't throughout the rest of the day. It's right as he uploads the video. So let's try to get him 500 new subscribers today. He had a goal. His goal was to reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. But like he just said over there, he was just sitting over there. He's actually working on another video. I admire his perseverance. He doesn't give up, even though his channel does go backwards every day. He said his goal was 5,000 new subscribers by the end of the year, and he kind of had tears in his eyes. He goes, I'm never going to get there at this rate because I keep going backwards. So do me a favor, share his YouTube channel with everybody you know. Ask them to come subscribe, and we're going to show him some love and kindness. Thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it because he is a very good kid. And if you have...
Well, folks, you know, besides the big pink sky anomaly over Trinidad, you know, today's a day that we could make a kid smile, and I think that would be a great thing. If you don't mind doing me a favor and doing Mr. MB and his son a favor, take the time, go over to his YouTube channel, subscribe to his channel, click on the bell, set your notifications, watch the videos whenever they pop up, and leave the boy a comment. Whenever I'm finished with this live stream, I'm going to do the same. I am subscribed to his YouTube channel. I have been since, I think, last year. But, you know, YouTube messes around with these notifications all the time. It's like the biggest pain in the butt. But, you know, they changed the algorithms, and now people only get, I think it's about 16% of your subscriber base gets your notifications now. I don't understand why YouTube does that. It doesn't make any sense. You subscribe to a channel, you should get the notification. I don't care if they put up 20 videos a day, you should get a notification for every stinking one of them. And probably because Brandon is Mr. MB's son, he's a little hardcore truther. So they probably already know that this boy is going to grow up to be a truther, just like his dad, and they're going to censor him already. Oh, man, that just really pisses me off. But anyways, folks, do Mr. MB a favor, do me a favor, and, you know, after this live stream, look up his channel, watch a few of his videos, leave a few comments, and tell him what a great job he's doing, because it will put a smile on a little boy's face, and, you know, that's worth its weight in gold. But anyways, now let's get into Let me bounce over here real quick. Let me bounce over to Planet X News on the boob tube. Now, there was the original video, and this one was the original 3 days ago. It was not in ultra high definition. But what I did do, excuse me. What I did do yesterday is I did convert the video to ultra high definition. And let me show you guys something, okay? I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. Let me mute it. Let me mute my big mouth. Now, let me show you guys something. Whenever you are, maybe some of you know this, maybe some of you don't, but whenever you're pulling up videos on your computer, I'm not sure if this works on a cell phone, but when you're on your home computer, see my cursor down here? You see that little gear right there? You hover over it, it says settings. When you click on that, you see where it says quality. Click on quality and make sure that you are watching the video in the highest definition that the video was uploaded in. So you see right up here, 2160, 2160p, 60 frames per second, 4K. So you click on that, and then it sets that video into the high definition that it was uploaded. Now, a video has to be recorded or downloaded from your software as high definition and then uploaded to YouTube the proper way in order for you to watch it in high definition. I do all of my videos and all of my live streams in 1080p high definition. So if you guys, sometimes see a blurry screen, just come on over there, click here, click quality, and then click on the highest definition that you see. So I recorded all of this in ultra high definition, man. This is as good as it gets. Let's just go ahead and check it out. I'm going to blow the whole screen up. You'll see the difference.
Well, I don't know what this is. Something going on up in the sky. Like red clouds.
Now, I also stabilized this video.
Oh.
That was a pain in the ass, but I stabilized it so it wasn't jumping around all over the place. Now you see how that big black cloud, I'm going to go ahead and mute this from that background sound. Let's back that up just a little bit. Now again, I stabilized this, and but if you notice those big black clouds, they seem to be lower. They move in front of whatever the hell that is. And we're going to take a look at the high definition photographs that I created the day before yesterday. Nobody has seen them yet. They're in the one high definition video, but we're going to take a closer look by zooming into them. But this thing has some kind of structure to it. That's what's confusing me. That's what's blowing my mind. If it was a pileus cloud or a cloud of some kind, clouds don't have, well, look, let me rephrase this. Clouds used to not have 90-degree angles. We never used to see square clouds, triangular clouds, rectangular clouds, but now we're seeing all kinds of garbage in the skies. Are they UFO related? Some may possibly be. Are they chemtrail related? They may possibly be. What this is, I don't know. I was referring to it as a portal opening up in the sky, up in the clouds, because it looked like it. But then as I looked at the still photographs and I saw these right angles and something that looks like a channel, and it kind of looks like it's a short cylinder, almost like taking a snare drum and turning it on its side. So it definitely looks like it is some kind of structure. Sorry, honey, I got to skip your ad. So I did a lot of work on this, and this was the inverted view, which gives us a better view of that black cloud that kind of faded over. Now, in the inverted version, the cloud is white. But when you see these still shots and we look at them up close in high definition, you're going to see what I'm talking about when I refer to structure and some right angles. So if that was a pileus cloud, like some people were suggesting, it wouldn't have 90-degree angles. It wouldn't have structure to it. So, are we looking at some type of like extraterrestrial ship? I'm starting to sound like that crazy kook Gina Marie Colvin. But at least when we're looking at something like this, we have solid evidence. We have up close, in your face proof that this existed. And with Mr. MB finding this on the satellite, now adds more credence to what we're trying to find out. Some people may think that this is stupid, to investigate something like this. But hey, to each their own. I want to know what the hell that is. I mean, I truly do. I'm going to go ahead and just bounce through here. And we're going to get to another view of this. And then we'll look at these high definition photographs, because they're still freaking me out. I was looking at them this morning, spent about an hour looking at them, and, right back to where I began, question mark, what the hell is that? I mean, there's a lot going on there, man. There is a lot going on. Really, really strange. In all honesty, I hope it is a UFO. I hope it is a huge, massive mothership cloaked in the clouds. I wish that they would, land over there in Washington, D.C., as they say, and right on the White House lawn and say, "Take me to your leader." I want to see extraterrestrial life before I leave this earth. Well, like before I die. Watch, they'll come abduct me tonight and you guys won't see me again. I'll be living somewhere out there in the Orion belt on some other planet. And let me see here. Are those the still photographs? This is the black and white. And, oh my God. Funny. And the black and white definitely brings out a little bit more of this definition. Really weird, man. Really weird. I would have loved to have seen this with my own eyes. That would have been spectacular. I'm going to jump out of here. And I'm going to jump over into my file. Put this back on Planet X News. Now, these are the high definition photographs that I took from the high definition video that I converted the other day. And this is the only way to do it, folks. I mean, I have several programs that I use for my video making. And I know somebody asked me what programs I use. One is Movani, the upgraded version. And I have also, I've been using for a number of years the Filmora and another video program that's very, very expensive. And I also have several programs for photographic work to convert things into high definition. And I mean, you have to do that. You know, you get people shaking cameras around or shaking their cell phone, and you have to have programs that can stabilize videos and things of that nature. And some programs don't have all the bells and whistles. So sometimes you have to use one program to do this, then you have to load it up into this program to do this. So it does take some work to get these things done. Looking at this photograph, this is just a little pixelated, just a little. Now remember, all of these photographs you're going to see, all high definition. So whenever you zoom into this damn thing, even though it doesn't pixelate, it is still a little blurry. But what in the hell is all of this? And here, I mean, I pointed this out in my live stream update the other day. I referred to what we're seeing within here. It reminded me of something very porous, almost looking at a piece of bone under a microscope and magnified like 10,000 times, because bone is kind of porous. And that is what it reminded me of. We're going to get to the other photograph because this one was okay. Now, I have a thermal imaging program, and I converted one of the photographs into what we refer to as a hot image. So naturally, everywhere where you see the bright orange and red colors, going to signify heat or a hotter area. And that's what we see. We see it everywhere. And then we see the green, which would be moderately cool. Now, if those clouds were blue, they would be real cold or real cool. So as you look at it, you can see all the ripples in it, and this is taken from a different frame. But I do this sometimes with some photographs that I get in or that I take myself, because I'm looking for something, something that's going to stand out. So let's jump over to the next photograph. This one is inverted, and once it was inverted, I ran it through a Sepia program to add just a little bit of that golden color that you see there, trying to bring out a little bit more detail. But as we move into this, I referred to this cloud formation. I don't know what the hell that is. Kind of look like one of those Oriental dragons, that you see on Chinese menus. But this is what was kind of disturbing. Is this, I don't know what to call it. In my live stream the other day, I called it a vein. I called it an artery of some kind. It just doesn't look normal. I mean, nothing in any of these photographs looks normal. Not even the cloud cover here. If that's even clouds. You know what I mean? I mean, take a look at that. Does that actually look like cloud formations? I mean, it looks like fire. I mean, your guess is as good as mine, man. We're all here for the same thing, trying to figure it out. But we ain't doing too well. This may be a mystery that never gets solved. Here's the same photograph with no changes done to it other than it being converted into high definition. And there is that cloud formation that we were just talking about right there that looks kind of like the dragon head. I don't know what it is. It's definitely kind of odd looking. Could it be a big ball of electrical plasma? That's pretty possible. But in some of the other photographs, there seems to be some right angles, some very odd looking structure in it, and then I have to back off from saying, oh, well, okay, that doesn't seem to be a natural phenomenon. Who knows? But there's a lot going on in these photographs, and I've pored over them left and right. This one here, this starts to get really weird. As we pan up here to the corner, now, since I have this in ultra high definition, this is what I was talking about. Moving up in here. Now, you don't see any pixels, do you? You don't see any pixels. So, this is not pixelated. And somebody mentioned, oh, maybe, there's some JPEG artifacts in there. No, there's no JPEG artifacts in this photograph. But if you look right here, there's a straight 90-degree angle. I mean, they're everywhere. Zoom in right here. Here's one with a shadow. This looks like a channel. A long tubular channel. I mean, what do you guys think? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Yeah. So as you zoom into here, this was a weird part of this photograph here too. Whatever the hell that is. And that's kind of where we saw that that darker veiny looking line moving up through that portion of the photograph. And this object did change its shape ever so slightly. In the few minutes of video that this man caught, it only changed its shape slightly. And again, if you start looking into this, and we look at this rippling effect all through here, and even up here, it just doesn't look like any type of cloud formation that I've ever seen. So, in order for me to try to disprove myself, because I do it all the time, I go in depth and I start reading and I start looking and I'm going through all kinds of meteorology websites and cloud formations, and I'm reading and reading and reading till my freaking eyeballs were bleeding. And I didn't find anything. Nothing that looks anything like this except for one damn photograph. And I remember the situation. It was something very, very similar to this that was captured and photographed in the skies over Indonesia. It looks a little similar. And what did they label it? They labeled it a Peleus cloud. But when you compare what a real Peleus cloud looks like, what the formation in Indonesia looked like, and what this looked like in Trinidad, no match. None. Zero. So that means that, the Peleus cloud, that's out. We got to look somewhere else for an explanation. And again, folks, like I said, we may not find it. Something that baffled me a little bit more as we move down in this photograph, this looks like some type of an arch, some type of a ring, a solid ring. Well, maybe it's not solid, but it's some kind of a ring. If you look from here to here, you see the arch, you see the flat part right here, the other part's covered by the clouds, and then you see it arching back up, and here you could see the thickness. See the thickness from here to here, here to here. So it's almost like, I should have had something to show you what I mean, but it's almost like, you had like a wedding ring and you kind of turn it on its side. You could see the thickness, you could see slightly inside of it, and you could see the contour of it. So this definitely has some type of a shape to it, almost like it would be maybe solid or partially solid, partially fluid. Again, we may never know, but yeah, the more we talk about it, the more we show it, maybe somebody has a legitimate answer. Now, I don't consider a legitimate answer somebody leaving a comment in the comment section, "Oh, that's CGI." Okay, that's not a legitimate answer. That's a bullshit comment. And for those who leave those comments, you know it. The Peleus cloud, for me, out the door. The Peleus cloud, to me, does not match up with what we're seeing here. That's a fact. That's a fact. Now, here we get into the inverted, and you can see what I'm talking about. You could see that thickness. Again, it almost looks like it's some type of a ring or some type of a very short cylinder. But like Mr. MBB said, when he measured it on his Google Earth program, it measured over a half a mile wide in length. A half a mile. I mean, that's what? 2,700 feet? Something like that? That's huge. 2,700 feet? Half a mile? That's freaking huge. So if something like that was in the damn sky, and it was a craft, and it was 2,700 feet long, then yeah, you're going to want to cloak the son of a bitch. What a better way to cloak something than to encase it in a massive cloud. See, that gets into what I started out talking about my friend that was in the Air Force. These are the things that these guys saw out on the open ocean. It wasn't just one damn occurrence. He saw them multiple times, and not just by himself. By hundreds of people on deck. And they're massive, and they don't freaking move. They don't move. They just stay right there. I don't know how that's even possible with upper level winds and the cloud doesn't change shape at all. Who knows? Maybe I'm going off on the deep end here. I don't think so. There's a lot of things that we don't know, folks. There's a lot of things we don't know about our own Earth, our own oceans, and definitely about outer space. So I think at this particular time, any damn thing is possible. Let's jump over to the next photo. This one here I have in this blue hue, and excuse me. Sometimes I like to use this definition because it brings out more things, and it allows me to see some different contours. Whenever we look at this now that's where we see this internal, whatever the hell that is, that darker line right there. Yeah, it's a little weird. And then there's something right there that's completely flat on the top, curved, and completely flat on the bottom. I mean, are these smart clouds? I don't know. They'd have to be pretty damn smart in order to create these types of shapes and whatever the hell was going on in the skies above Trinidad on October 31st. Halloween treat. That's what we got right there. Pretty freaking crazy looking cloud, or whatever the hell it is. One photograph, it looks like plasma. The next photograph, it looks like a UFO. Another photograph, it looks like this. This is the black and white. And in this black and white, we could see all of these ripples. All of these ripples through there. I don't know what they are. They're very, very strange. And again, folks, this is why I do what I do with the photographs, because this gives me different opportunities to see different things that may be just hidden in the ordinary picture. Takes a lot of work, takes some time, but in this instance, man, it is well worth it. Big time. Now, this is another technique that I use, and this is taking a black and white photograph and then using another program of mine to super invert it. Excuse me. And whenever you do that, whoa, it just changes the whole ball game. Let's concentrate on the different coloring of these clouds. White puffy clouds here, which are actually the darker clouds, everything's inverted. And then these clouds that are in black are actually white. But it was pretty mysterious to see those two colors of clouds that close together, meshed in together. Yeah, it kind of does happen in nature normally, sometimes. But I've never seen a cloud that has that weird formation coming off of it. And it almost looks like it's some sort of a plasma cloud. Or that cloud is so heavily charged with electricity that that's what was being produced. Because if you notice in the satellite photograph, the whole entire island was covered by basically one big, gigantic, massive cloud system right over top of Trinidad on that day. I find that to be a little odd. Not out of the normal. It could happen in a normal circumstance. But all of a sudden, on that day, that massive cloud formation formed over Trinidad, and we got a surprise out of it. So that's what makes me think that possibly whatever we're looking at is definitely not natural, in my opinion. Everybody else, you're more than welcome to form your own opinions naturally. But before you spout off, you really got to look into this. You really have to do some research and try to figure it out. Just leaving me the, oh, it's just CGI, Scott. I'm never going to buy that, man. You're never going to get that kind of comment past me. This was the horizontal photograph that I snagged off of the high definition video. And this one right there, again, if you look right there and you look right there, kind of has that ring structure to it, but you can't see inside of it because of the pink color here. And again, looking at whatever the hell is going on the outside of it, it looks like, you know, some kind of wave. And then right here at the bottom, we have these pastel colors shooting downward. Again, I wish I would have been there to see this for myself. That would have been amazing. It definitely looks like there's some kind of freaking structure in this. This is one more high definition photograph, and again, you know, you can see these straight lines. I mean, it's arcing. So, you know, again, just telling me that that's some type of pileus cloud formation, and that's all the explanation that you're going to give me. I'm sorry, man, I can't buy that. Can't buy that at all. It's definitely weird. And you got to go over these photographs section by section. And normally what I do is I take a section and I zoom into it and I look at it very carefully. And I basically break the photograph down into a massive grid, and I look at the sections one by one and zooming in and taking a very, very close look. And sometimes you miss some things, and that's where all you guys come in. I did another video the other day. I had a subscriber sent in a video from the Philippines on the same day, October 31st. This must have been the crazy days in the skies. But she was coming out of her house with her little kids and just happened to notice that the sky was turning pink right in front of her face. And then it changed back to the normal color, and then back to pink, and back to the normal color, and then back to pink, all within a matter of a few minutes. Now, we've all seen the pink and the purple skies. They just stay there for you to view and sit there and go, oh. But man, when they're changing back and forth in front of your eyes, that is definitely weird. We could take a look at that video real quick. I found that to be, again, very strange. And she has her little kids with her. I think she was praying. And you could hear the little kids in the background talking. We'll let it go ahead. We'll let it go ahead and play. Let's get the high definition up. Yeah, and you guys can check it out. I won't play the whole thing, but we'll get to the key parts in the very beginning, and it's pretty damn unusual. November 3rd. However, let me go all the way to
completely unexplained.
Right here.
First, 2019, the sky was partly cloudy and had a regular color. And then all of a sudden, right in front of this lady's eyes, the sky turned pink. And then a few seconds later, it changed back. And then it changed back to the pink hue throughout the clouds.
Ba dapat may mga lipstick kayo dito? Ganun. Lagyan natin sa bahay. Tara. Halika, me. Ganun lang natin yan. Ganun yun. Parang pusa. Halika. Puting mo yun. Mama. Ano? Tingnan mo. Picturean mo nga niya. Kay Juan kaning. Ay, wait lang. No. Ang astig. Hindi, ang kuan ba? Nag-pink, nag-violet, nag-green. Tingnan mo. Oo, nag-sky blue na naman, oh. Kaya nga na din na.
Katalagmaan.
Gusto.
Ayan. Bumayulit na naman, oh.
Galing ah.
Yun na, violet. Ay, pink. Oh. Yun.
Aso na ba yun ah?
Tingnan mo. Oh, lagi. Saan nga galing?
Ha?
Saan nga galing yung aso?
Isa pa yung kabata ka. Kasi parehas nga itong Jessica Suhuha nga.
Na ay, makita din rin. Na maglugpad.
Ikuan nga.
KMGS na yun.
Kumada ako ng Jesus Christ.
Sila tabis. Nasaan yung ano? Yung ano
Andon, sa may basuhan. Hala. Yung tubig.
Ma ako nga mapatry.
Hala, tanawa. Ang pangit.
Ma,
Picture ah.
tingnan mo.
Picture sila niya.
Tanawa ya.
Violet na ka, violet.
Tanawa ya.
Violet na lo.
Lagis naman yan.
May orange oh. May orange.
Mukha may blue.
Yan yung pink na po do.
One lo.
Halawin na.
Lo. Lo ka nakikita.
Ang po, taglupad-lupad ang mga kalag. Kasi bumayulit na naman. Kay ko ano din. Nagkalag na.
Ay, huwag kailangan nila banda. I-post na namin mo.
Tapos, ano yung langit? Diba ikulay?
Naikon kayo, rublo pa sa...
Alayo pa! Lapit na naman. Lapit.
Ilaw na, ay.
Ulan na yan eh. Yan eh.
Yung langit.
Ano, violet na naman oh. Iba kulay. Iba yung kulay. Ano? Andres na siya. Pamanin na. Si Andres na saan? Bili ka ako ng hari na madalawa Hindi ko alam. Ano?
Igaw-gaw doon sa drawer.
Ilan? Madami? Asan banda ma?
Sa drawer, bagta nga ng plato.
Madami yun ma? Hindi yung ulit ng buwan. Hindi yan.
Now, I don't know about you guys. That's pretty freaky looking. I've seen all different colors of, colors of the sky as of lately over the last couple of years. But I've never seen things change like that multiple times right in front of your eyes. Now, once again, I got some of those nasty, ridiculous comments. And again, somebody's saying, that's CGI. Oh, they doctored the video. Look, folks, by watching the video, you can obviously see that this is a very poor section of the Philippines. The lady was using a cell phone. I doubt very highly if she went back inside of her little apartment, hut, house, whatever you want to call it, and fired up all of this CGI equipment to produce and doctor a video to send it in. I just don't see that. After I published this video, I have a lot of subscribers in the Philippines over the years. And a lady on the other side of where this was taken, she sent me an email and she said, Scott, I saw your video about the Philippines and the sky. She said, was that on October 31st? And I replied, yes, it was. And her next reply was, I saw that happening too. I saw it too. So that just kind of corroborates what this little lady and her kids and everybody else. You could hear little mopeds and motorcycles going by. And then you could hear the lady in the beginning, even though she's speaking in her native language, she says in English, the sky went blue, pink, purple, green. That's weird. That's just weird. Now, we could all say that I'm sure that there is some legitimate natural occurrence that was taking place at this time. I don't know. The scattering of light, that's a high possibility. That's one of the ways that our eyes see things, and the colors of the spectrum, and light scatters. That's a whole other ball game to get into. You guys can look up what causes purple skies. You can Google it, and it will tell you about the effects, with your eyes and the scattering of light, sunlight, and so on and so forth. But when that happens, the sky just stays that color. Okay? It just stays purple. It just freaking stays pink. It doesn't turn pink and then blue and then pink and then purple and then back to pink, all within a matter of a few minutes right in front of your eyes. So again, another pretty wild mystery. And I want to show you guys, if any of you haven't seen this video, I posted this not even 24 hours ago. And this was, this, I titled it, "Was that a massive cloaked UFO over Miami? Or was it just a camera anomaly?" Now, I've been poring over this video since I got it in, and I can't explain it, but we're going to watch it. It's pretty weird. Let me get back to the spot here. Watch it very carefully. See that big black structure that appears when the lightning fires it up? What the hell is that? Now in this video, there's something, some kind of a white object that comes down. I don't know what that is. This was a man that was on vacation in Miami, saw a big, huge storm coming in, and I used to live in Miami. These storms occur all the time. I lived 25 years down there. I've seen a lot of crazy storms. He thought that he would go ahead and videotape it, catch some crazy lightning. And whenever he got back to his hotel, he started looking at his video footage, and he said to himself, what in the hell was that? What the hell was that? So I'm going to go ahead and mute that, and we'll just watch it play. This video kind of freaked me out a little bit. So I sent the video over to my friend Bobby. He's a professional photographer, and I'm going to go ahead and put it back to the beginning. And I sent him a link to the video, and I asked him, I said, could you do me a favor, man? Can you analyze this for me? He's been a videographer and a photographer for 35 years. He's helped me out analyzing a lot of my pictures over the years. And I said, could you do me a favor and could you just analyze this piece of video? And could you tell me if anything was inlaid or overlaid in this video? He has some sophisticated software. He's able to tell that. If anybody, inlaid another photograph or that big black anomaly. And, he called me back and he said, man, he goes, where in the hell do you come up with all of this stuff? He goes, no. He goes, I couldn't find anything in this video clip that would make me think that it was fake. No CGI, forget about that. You got to have some pretty decent software to do some CGI stuff. And I said, are you sure? Are you positive that that big black thing, whatever the hell it is, are you sure it was there? He said, absolutely. And he said, what I figured was you were looking at the bottom of something. And I said, okay, looking at the bottom of something. What's the something? And he said, look, man, you're the conspiracy theorist. You figure it out. All I can say is whatever that was in the sky and was probably the size of a football stadium. And I was like, oh, shit. So, there you have it again, folks. Another instance of craziness in the sky. Was it a massive UFO cloaked in the clouds? And just by chance, that huge array of lightning, boom, lit it up and allow us to see it. It's a high possibility. I use the same technique in my Planet X research because I know that when that object is orbiting around the sun, it gets close enough to the sun, it causes a coronal mass ejection. Those coronal mass ejections actually help me to see that object, because without those coronal mass ejections, I wouldn't be able to see that object at all, especially not on the NASA coronagraphs. So, bingo, man, another occurrence of some really, really freaky stuff down in Miami. Absolutely amazing. I don't know what it is. I could make all the assumptions in the world, but to me, yeah, Bobby may be right. It looks like you're looking at the bottom of a flat disc of some kind that was once again kind of cloaked in the sky. Really, really weird. But anyways, folks, that's all I had for you. I wanted to touch base on what Mr. MBB found. Just absolutely incredible. And this is the actual Zoom Earth that he was looking at, and we could pan back. And this is what I was saying, Mr. MB, he's a genius, because if you look at what's on your screen right now, you say to yourself, I don't see nothing, until you start to zoom in, and bingo. There it is. There was the big pink anomaly over Tunapuna, Trinidad, on October 31st, 2019, at approximately 4:30 in the afternoon. Will we ever find out what it truly was? Who knows? Your guess is as good as mine. That's why we're hardcore truthers, man. We search for the truth. I got a bunch of emails over the last couple of days from a lot of people asking me why I don't investigate a lot of other things. Why do I just center all of my, investigative talents, as they called it, on searching for Planet X? Well, I found it. We know where it's at. We know what it's doing with the sun, the interactions with the sun. We see the interactions with our magnetic field here on Earth. We got a long way to go. As one of my subscribers put it, he said, "Look, Scott, you've shown the best evidence that anybody has ever seen. We know where it's at. We know it's not going anywhere. Why don't you open up people's eyes to other things? Report on other things." And, I did that once, and I don't know. All I got was a bunch of flack from people. Oh, your channel name's Planet X News. Why are you talking about hurricanes? Oh, why you? Really, really, just kind of annoying comments. So, it got under my skin, and I said, well, whatever. I do a lot of UFO research on a daily basis. A lot of the things I don't even bother showing you guys, because I get those comments. And, it was kind of ironic that, a bunch of people said, hey, why don't you just start reporting on a bunch of things? Everything seems to be so weird. So I guess I will start to touch base on some other subject matters. I also run my own news website, regular news. And that does keep me very, very busy. I mean, I'm usually up at like 3:30 in the morning, whacking out news and, getting a jump on headline news. And a lot of stuff happening. I'll just go ahead and pop right over here. I'll show you guys. USA headline news, baby. Bingo. A lot of stuff happening in the news, folks. More stuff coming out about Mr. Jeffrey Epstein, King Pedo. A family was hijacked and killed, which included a bunch of children. They were hijacked and killed, gunned down and burned by these sickening scumbags in the Mexican cartel. I'm sure you guys have heard about it on the news already. But I break a lot of stories because I am in my office, got multiple TVs going, 5 computers going. I jump on the news. I get to the bottom of the stories, and I publish them. So there's a lot going on here today. Some wacko white supremacist decided he was going to blow up a Jewish church. FBI foiled that program. These sick people right here injected their best childhood friend, this woman right there. They injected her with methamphetamine, and then they videotaped her dying. Yeah. Well, this Oklahoma couple will be spending the rest of their life in prison. Here's the article about what happened in Mexico. And there's going to be some throwback on this because Trump is already calling for the United States military and FBI to get involved. And Mexico saying, no, no, no. The Russian Navy launched missiles from a submarine in a massive deterrence test right near the Aleutian Islands in Alaska, those stretch of islands that roll off. I do a lot of political reporting every single day. California fires, you name it. It's all here. I investigate all of this stuff, folks. There's a lot of weird things going on with our politics here in this country. I know a lot of people don't like Donald Trump. Some people like him. Some people don't like him. The things that are going on in this country politically, I was told about these things all the way back in 2015 and 2016. I was told all about this. I was even told about how the pedophile rings will be smashed and a lot of people will go to jail. Some of them you may not even know about because it won't be publicized. I was told about all of this by a very, very near and dear friend of mine that spent 24 years in the military, actually at the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. He's retired also. Not my friend from the Air Force, but he did tell me that they would try different methods of creating civil unrest in this country, like they have in other countries. And that's a whole nother story. And it's enough to really shake you to the core. What's happening? People talk about globalists, the Illuminati, the deep state. People say that's all a conspiracy theory. But in fact, it's not. It's not at all. It's actually true. And if you think about it, I'll blurt this little tidbit of information out for all of you that follow this stuff. Why do you think that all of Hollywood doesn't like Donald Trump as president? Why do you think the Democratic Party hates Donald Trump's guts? Why do you think the people in the music industry hate Donald Trump's guts? So we got the Democrats, the actors, and the musicians. These three groups of people, why do you think they can't stand Donald Trump? Now, before Donald Trump became president, they all loved him. They stayed in his hotels. They golfed on his golf courses. They hobnobbed with him in New York City. Yeah. But as soon as he became president and he swore that he would crush the deep state and drain the swamp, things started getting a little scary. And behind closed doors, a lot of information was coming out. And the big problem was the reason why the Democrats, the musicians, and the actors hate Trump's guts is because he's going to take all of their pedophile rings down. Take a look at the names that were in Jeffrey Epstein's little black book. Mick Jagger, Michael Jackson, Alan Dershowitz, Prince Andrew, heads of state, politicians in this country, leaders of countries. There you go. There you go. That's why Hollywood and the music industry hate Trump's guts. Why? Because they know that they're going to be on that list. And the evidence is mounting. And it's going to be a really, really freaky time this whole entire year. We are 1 year away from this election. And this is going to be a year to remember. Some people say that there's a possibility that there could be a civil war in this country. Who knows? But things are changing. People are changing. People's attitudes are changing. And not for the better, for the worse. So everybody needs to, be on your toes. Watch everything around you. Watch everybody around you. And pay attention. Pay attention to what is going on politically. It's like a disaster. And there's rioting in Hong Kong still. Rioting in Chile. Rioting everywhere. All of these countries. This was the part of the civil unrest that I was told would happen back in 2015 and 2016. This is what I was told. This is what I was warned about. And it's all happening. Every bit of it. It does make me feel uneasy sometimes because a large portion of my day is consumed with reporting on this stuff. A lot of it turns my stomach, especially when I had to do this story about these U.S. citizens, 3 adults and 6 children. Yeah. One of the little children that survived walked 6 miles bleeding back to his grandfather's house to tell him what happened. And then his grandfather drove in a truck to the scene. And these people were just simply going to a wedding, crossed over the border into Mexico. And that was all she wrote. He posted a video. I'll show it to you guys. Oops. I'll show it to you. He literally pulled up to see the burned out SUV. And yeah. Sickening. 2 of the babies were twins. But this man had to go and find his family. But they were all gone. The report is now that several of them were kidnapped. But here's the video. He recorded it and he literally posted it on Facebook as evidence. You watch it.
This is for the record. Nita and 4 of my grandchildren are burnt and shot up. Right on the road out of La Mora.
Anyways, folks. Yeah. Yeah, that's what my day's consumed of the majority of the time. And if any of you guys want to follow my news website, you could follow it on Facebook. And I do a pretty damn good job. I actually break stories before it's even on the damn news. But I'll put the link in the description box or not the description box, in the live chat. If you guys want to go over there, I do videos, news videos. Everything's all up to date. Like I said, I get a lot of news out there before mainstream media even gets it out there. And I do my best. But anyways, folks,